You ever heard about a city that only appears once a year? Not a myth, not a legend. A real place that existed, then vanished overnight. And every year, for 3 days, it comes back, waiting for someone to find it. In 1996, deep in the northern mountains of Russia, a secret experiment was conducted under a classified government project called Novus. It was meant to push the limits of human consciousness, to create perfect intelligence, perfect control. But something went terribly wrong. The experiment failed, the systems collapsed, and within minutes, everyone inside was dead. Every scientist, every test subject, gone. The entire town that surrounded the facility disappeared too. Officially, there was no record. Unofficially, locals said the place still existed somewhere beyond the forests, hidden in the mist. And once a year, for exactly 3 days, the lost city returned, flickering into reality like a bad signal. 3 years later, in 1999, 5 campers, Ethan, Lara, Victor, Anna, and Dmitri, set out to find it. They weren't ghost hunters or thrill seekers. They were university students chasing a story. They thought it was just a myth. The first night was quiet. Almost too quiet. The forest around them felt strange, as if time had stopped. Then, near midnight, Lara noticed something glowing far beyond the trees. "Victor, look," she said. "There's light in the valley." Victor frowned. "That's impossible. There's no city here." Ethan grinned, grabbing his flashlight. "Maybe it's the ghost town. Come on. Let's check it out." The group followed him through the mist. The deeper they went, the colder it became. And then, out of nowhere, they saw it. An entire city emerging through the fog. Street lamps flickered weakly. Buildings stood half broken. Signs creaked in the wind. Anna whispered, "It looks alive." Dmitri shook his head. "No, it's remembering." They entered one of the buildings, what looked like an old laboratory. Computers hummed faintly, screens flickering with static. Then one of the monitors suddenly lit up with a line of text, Subject 47, consciousness active. Lara leaned closer. "Who's Subject 47? she asked. A distorted voice came through the speakers. "You are." The lights went out. She screamed. When they turned back on, Victor was gone. Panic spread through the group. They tried to run, but the city seemed endless. Every street led back to the same place. Whispers followed them. Shadows moved without shape. One by one, the friends vanished, dragged away by something unseen. Only Ethan was left, covered in blood, running through the empty streets. He shouted for help, but his voice echoed back at him from every direction. The buildings around him began to dissolve like smoke. He fell to the ground, trembling, whispering, "It's not a city, it's a memory. They're still experimenting." And then everything disappeared. 3 days later, a rescue team found Ethan lying unconscious near the forest edge. There was no sign of any city, no ruins, no footprints, no trace of his friends. When he woke up, he wouldn't stop whispering the same words over and over. "They're still in there." Since then, every year on August 12th, locals claim to see the fog rise again in that same valley. Sometimes they hear voices, sometimes they see lights flickering deep in the trees, but no one goes there anymore because the city still returns, just for 3 days, waiting for someone new to find it. And once you enter, you never come back.